What is going on, guys? My name is Orcapos. Welcome to another video. Now, today we're gonna dive straight into a matchup between Warriors of the Chaos and Dwarfs. Warriors of the Chaos leading by opponent, and he has got some quite interesting army here. So for the front, he has got two Marauder Horsemen, and paired with another two Marauder Horsemen. These are just the basic ones without armor piercing. The reason why, I suppose, is because the Curved Sea God here. So the Curved Sea God actually got Plague of Rust. As I mentioned before, Plague of Rust can actually decrease units' armor by 30, and if you overcast it, it's gonna reduce the armor by 60, which is quite effective. And my guess, the reason why my opponent is gonna bring 4 Marauder Horsemen is because of the threat of Gyros. And Gyros in the past has been proven a very good unit against Chaos. And then KFC God also brought Final Transmutation and Arcane Conduit, Stand or Die, and that's it. And for his main army, he has got these fellows. Now, these are Regiments of Renowned Chaos Bones, and they are armor sundering, and don't like their counterpart. They actually have a physical resistance of 15, which is very good. And on top of that, their melee defense are very decent. Also, their melee attack is quite good. Alright, and for infantry, he has got 1, 2, 3 Chaos Marauders, and then 1 Chaos Warriors, 1 Mirror God, and 1 Chosen. Look at these Mirror Gods. They are probably the most beautiful infantry in this game. The Sigvald's personal god. And then let's jump towards the Trojans, which is here. Trojans are very good. They look really badass, as you can see. They look very big and very mean for sure. And then my opponent also have 2 units of just normal Chaos Chariot. It's not Gorby's Chariot, and I'm not too sure because Gorby's Chariot can do armor piercing damage and these guys cannot, and the Dwarf has a lot of armor. Again, I suppose when you pair KFC guy, you can just Plague Rust, and then just this guy's gonna just perform, I suppose. And last but not the least, he has also got a Pharaoh Manticore on the air, which is quite good against Dwarfs in game 1. But in game 2, due to their rampage mechanic, which here, so when a unit gets hurt, it may go on rampage against nearby enemy, attacking the closest one and ignoring any order given. So which basically means if the Pharaoh Manticore decided to go rampage, which they always do, they're just gone. You can't give any move command, and they're just gonna fight to the death. And that's it. That's my opponent's army. I would like to say that overall, I think this is a very good army, and I like the hard infantry of the shielded version as well. These guys, they have very good melee stats. They don't really do a lot of damage very fast, but they definitely can perform really well in an attrition battle. And now let's jump to Dwarf side. And as you can see here, I have a really small and but really tight pocket here. Well, here's the thing. After I played this game, and also I played a bunch of other games against the likes of Dark Elves and High Elves, I decided to just completely ditch this build. But this is still a rock solid build. I'm still gonna just introduce them anyways. So at the front line, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Longbeards. Now these guys are the bread and butter in Dwarf infantry roster. They are just pretty much the most cost efficient unit you can get. And these guys are immune to psychology by default. They have 93 armor, with just encouraged by nearby units. That's +8 from the encouragement, because they are old grumblers, so they can just encourage everybody. And also these guys have charge defense against Nudge, but they're using axes. They have a melee defense of 48, which is a ton, and they have not too shabby melee attack. 30 is not bad, and they have 100 armor and they are shielded. Like, what else you expect from a 650 gold unit? They are pretty much the most OP 650 gold unit in the game, if my memory serves right. Anyways, 6 Longbeards, very solid, and you can only bring 6 on the ladder, and I brought 6. And at the back, protecting my cannon, is the Pickgates Guard. I love these guys simply because these guys do damage, and they do damage very, very fast. They have 54 melee attack, which is huge. They do magic attack, and they have armor sundering, and they have a ton of weapon strength at 55 with 40 AP. They have 103 leadership, just by receiving the encouragement by the Lord or maybe Longbeards, and also flank secured. They have a base value of 90, which is a ton, and they have 100 armor, which is very good, mandatory. And they are also immune to psychology, which is really good. All right, and you guys know me. When I play dwarves, I always bring 3 of these bad boys: Iron Drakes, Trollhammer Torpedo. And if you guys watch Zoo Devil's channel, you may know this unit quite well. They are pretty much the most damage, like they can put out the most damage in the least amount of time. One volley from these guys can literally shred a griffin or maybe a dragon. Seriously, if you take one volley from each Trollhammer Torpedo, and there were 3 of them, your unit is gone. They're gonna just one-shot you. Like, this is the definition of one-shot. And they're just beautiful to watch whenever they just delete stuff straight up. And then protecting them, I have my Rune Lord. That's my leadership on the battlefield. It's pretty much a naked Rune Lord with just Master Rune of Wrath and Rune, and that's it. And finally, Giant Slayers. These guys are amazing. They are quite interesting because they are pretty much the definition of glass cannon. They have a lot of melee attack, they have a lot of AP, and they have a ton of anti-large. So basically, if you charge them into something, they're gonna do a huge impact damage, because they have a charge bonus of 32, which is considered to be really, really high for an infantry size unit. And they're just gonna melt stuff on impact. And then if you are very good at macroing them, you can basically charge them into maybe White Lions or maybe even Chaos Warriors, do a lot of damage, and then just simply put them back and rinse and repeat. Charge them back in again. They are basically the dwarf cavalry, in my opinion, because a 40 speed cavalry for dwarfs, but they are glass cannon. They have no armor, and they have no physical resistance, which means they're just gonna melt if you put them straight up in a straight up infantry fight. Even chaff units like Skaven slaves or maybe just clan rats gonna just basically trade very, very efficiently with them, because They do a lot of damage, but they die just as fast. So yeah, that's it. That's my army, and let's see exactly how this is gonna play out. So straight up, I have a cannon. My cannon is firing at those Marauder horsemen. Let's see the body. There you go. Absolutely demolished. Maybe 5 of the Marauder horsemen, which is quite good. 3 cannon bolts, 5 dead horses, and the horse master on it. And this is the move really confused me, because as you can see, the rest of the army is just slowly advancing through take the forest cover, but Caesarea, like the KFC guy, just basically pop Arcane Conduit and just going nuts straight at my army. I know the KFC guy had a lot of missile resistance and have a lot of magic resistance, but the thing is, like, this is weird. Like I have no idea why he just running up like this, literally straight up into my ranks. So I was like, oh, okay, well, if you run into my Trollhammer zone, I'm still gonna shoot you, right? And then something surprising happened, and we're gonna witness it firsthand. And we're actually gonna take a look at the casting animation. So the wood chicken come in, take some Trollhammer torpedo bullets, and then casted a massive, look at this, massive final transmutation. And watch those cannons. Bam, popped, and then bam, popped, time, popped. So yeah, unfortunately my cannon got one-shotted. 3 models dead. And I'm actually giving a chase with my Giant Slayers, but they have 40, and Caesarea has 60. So at some point I need to put them back, because they're just gonna get melt if they're gonna trade with those Chaos Marauders and those Chaos spawns. So yeah, anyways, and that was quite interesting. And then I need to pull those Giant Slayers back, because if I put them there for long, they're just gonna get basically decimate. And now the Pharaoh Manticore coming hot, and then just kind of stopped. And then I was repositioning my Trollhammer torpedoes, and then those Longbeards on the side is taking shots, but those guys are not armor piercing and they have shield, so I don't really worry that much. Just gonna take it. And here at the back, Marauders are coming in as well. And Giant Slayers are pretty fast. They can actually outrun those Marauders. And then these Longbeards actually took a Plague of Rust in the face. And now I'm basically trying to shift them. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a little bit. So these horsemen are still just harassing at the back, but they really don't do that much damage. The ideal target for them are those Giant Slayers. And then on the side, these Longbeards are taking fire, but they're just basically screaming them away. And here, those Longbeards took a Plague of Rust, overcasted on the face, and they're now fighting Mirror God, which is kind of bad, because Mirror God actually has a lot of melee stats. And now Longbeards are down to 40 armor, and they're just in a very rough situation. And now in the center pocket, those Marauders and those Chaos Spawns are charging in, fighting my Longbeards in the front. And there you go. 2 of my Trollhammer torpedoes are firing at the Mirror God, and one of them firing at those Marauder horsemen. And now I believe the angry Chaos Pharaoh Manticore is coming in onto my Trollhammer torpedo. I'm just quickly pushing in with my Giant Slayers and Pit Gate Guards. They're gonna melt that Pharaoh Manticore in no time. And then those Chaos warriors actually engage my long-beards at the back, and this is the very good situation here. And I also casted a Master Rune of Wrath onto those Marauder Horsemen, which is questionable move, but I don't think. I think a Battle Code would be casting onto these Chosens, right? There you go, these Chosens. But anyways, because I saw them just peppering down to my Giant Slayers, I don't really want to let them just stay there to do too much damage. But anyways, slow down a little bit. Now I have a really tight box here of Warhammer torpedoes, and it's kind of all boxed in, which is kind of bad, but I still can maintain this box, which is nice. And then I absolutely decimate that Ferromanticore there, and also those Chaos Marauders. So these Giant Slayers and those Pig guys actually doing work. And these zombies are still just screaming those Marauder Horsemen away. And then in center, Caesarion, the Ever Chosen, the Ever Watcher, is fighting everybody by himself. And I got 2 units of Giant Slayers here, so he needs to get the F out of here, otherwise he's gonna just drop here. And then my opponent did a really good flanking maneuver into the back of my army with those Chaos Marauders. Now the cannon crew is gonna get some revenge. Not really. I'm shifting long-beards in to stop those Chaos Marauders, which is nice, I suppose. And now Warhammer torpedoes are firing at those Chaos Balls. Actually, those Chaos Balls are melting so fast. There you go. And then these guys took a big charge from those Marauder Horsemen straight at the back. But the thing is, they are very robust. They have 125 armor, so these guys in melee not really gonna do much. Sasora is coming back in, and currently three of my Trollhammers all got engaged. But and now these bad boys are coming in from the flank straight onto my Iron Drake's Trollhammer torpedoes, which is pretty much a disaster for me, because right now these guys are fighting quite even. Pig guys actually did a big flanking maneuver and then sandwiched those Mirror guys. So with the Pig guys' help, those Zombies and Pig guys gonna just get rid of Mirror guys, which is quite favorable matchup for me. And here, Chosen and Chaos Marauders are killing, butchering the Zombies and my Rune Lord, which is not good. Chaos Spawn is almost gonna die. And here I'm winning because the Zombies are just basically outclassed those Marauders. And then same here, Zombies here just basically getting rid of those Horsemen. And the center pocket once again is somewhat safe. But the issue here is that my Giant Slayers are quite low. They are down to 21 and 22 models. So they are not gonna do much in terms of stopping those Chariots. As you can see, those Chariots are still at full health. But I'm still just trying to use my Iron Drakes to target them. And then let's see how this is gonna play out. And the Chariots are still just coming and just basically having a free field. Just roaming around, charging at the back those Longbeards, tossing them around, come back in and tossing them around more. Then those Trollhammers firing at them. One of them actually dipping down to half health, which is nice. And Pig guys currently fighting everybody by themselves. Chosen actually got onto my Iron Drakes, which is a very hard battle for them. They need to get out of here, otherwise they're just gonna die. Caesarea is actually fighting my other unit of Warhammer torpedoes. But now on the battlefield, I actually have a relatively safe pocket here, and I have a Warhammer torpedoes online. I think I need to use them to shoot those Chariots, otherwise it's kind of wasted to use your ammo onto them. There you go. Now these guys are targeting those Chariots. Let's see the damage. There you go. did okay damage, I guess. And now these guys finally back online, and now they need to just shoot into the back of those Chaos Warriors. Let's see the cinematic shots. There you go. And more shots are coming in, I believe, quite soon. Up a little bit. Come on. Oh my god, it takes forever. And that was a big deck of rust. Now they're firing. It's not so epic because they're down to very few models left. Chosen is right now gets sandwiched by 2 Lombiers and Pigate Guts. They're not gonna have a good day here. Those Pigate Guts are armor sundering, which means Chosen now only have 90 armor. And now on the left flank, actually Dwarf managed to mop the floor with the Chaos, which is nice. And now those 2 Trollhammers are pretty much freed out. Get freed. And now those bad boys are coming back in one more time, looking to just dive into the center pocket here, I suppose. No, they changed. They are targeting my Trollhammer's torpedoes. They changed again. They are targeting, one of them targeting Trollhammers, the other one is targeting my Lord. Actually, the Lord has a lot of mass to stop them a little bit, which is nice. And those guys are still just firing. Still just chipping away the Chariot's health, which is good. Pigate Guys are having a hard time fighting off those Chariots and the Whoop Chicken. But here, Lombies actually managed to beat those Chaos Warriors with the support of a little fire at the back from those Trollhammers. And then I need to put them back a little bit fighting them. And all of a sudden, there's a mass shatter going on for Chaos. And now, these guys are just getting absolutely roasted by those Trollhammer torpedo shots. And soon on the battlefield, there will be only those Chariots and the KFC guy left. Right now, I'm just consolidating all my troops. And Sasora is coming back in again, just tossing a few Dwarfs into the air, and still just fighting valiantly, which is nice. Now he's basically charging in again, tossing a few more Dwarfs into the air, and taking a lot of trauma torpedo shots in the ass. And Chariots are coming back in as well. They want more. And Sasora is coming back in again. Chariots are fighting Dwarfs, but there are still a lot of Dwarfs. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh, Sasora died. Wow. That is the end of the Whoop Chicken. And right now on the battlefield, I believe there are only 2 Chaos Bombs left. They are down to nearly no health, and Dwarfs are reforming the line, just marching into the beast. More shots coming in, killed 1, and that's it. That is the game. Alright, okay. So right now, just looking at the scorecard, I think this list actually did survive, which I really enjoy, but I also had a lot of casualties. Like, all of my Giants is pretty much gone completely. 2 of my Lombiers actually got completely wiped out. Cannon got 1 shot. Pigate Guys fight until the end and pulled off a lot of gold value, I suppose. And Cannon just did nothing. And those Iron Drakes actually did a heavy lifting in this game. They actually did a lot. They took out Chaos Bomb very early. They managed to keep those Marauder Horsemen at the bay. They chip away the health of Chaos Chariots and Sasoria. They basically get rid of those Mirror Guns and those Chosen slowly but surely. And my opponent, I do like this kind of style. I absolutely love that overcasted version of Final Transmutation, just one-shot my cannons, because I have never seen anybody do that to me in the past. and this was the first time, and I didn't react quick enough. But yeah, applause to my opponent. He really did a fantastic job at casting that spell. And then the chariots really did a lot in terms of animation and in terms of surviving time. But the thing is, look at the kill counts. This is why you want to bring Gorby's chariot, in my opinion, because if those are Gorby's chariot, it will be like 100 kills each, and it probably gonna win kills today, because I really had a hard time dealing with them in the end. And Gorby's chariot can rack up a ton of kills. And the Chosen did fantastic. They actually break through the center pocket of Dwarf line. Mirror Guards got savaged down by, and they were basically fighting PK Guards, so they didn't perform that well. That's acceptable, because they're basically taking out 3 units by themselves. Marauders, actually one of them did fantastic. I think this one was the one fighting Giant Slayers, and I got a lot of value, definitely very worth it. And OTO, I really enjoyed playing this game. And now, recently I opened a Discord channel, and I'm open for replay submissions. I'm open for any kind of content suggestions. So if you guys are interested, make sure hit that subscribe button to my channel, and join my Discord channel as well. And I'll see you guys there.